if you're thinking about moving to the Inland Empire and you're considering moving to Rancho Cucamonga, but you need to know what the cost of living really is, well, I'm going to go through the true cost of living here in Rancho Cucamonga. So let's get started. Let's jump right into it. The biggest cost of living issue that everyone's going to run into is housing. How much does it cost? How much does the house cost here? Well, the average house here in Rancho Cucamonga is higher than the other areas. So right now it's the beginning of 23. So prices is about, they've gone up over the past couple of years. It's probably going to cost you around $750,000 to buy the average house here in Rancho Cucamonga. Compare that to the rest of the Inland Empire. This is the map that I'm talking about when I say the rest of the Inland Empire. In that area, I always track to see what the prices are doing. It's about $650,000 for the similar house. An average house in that area versus an average house in Rancho, we're talking about a 3.2 or 4.2. Yeah, it's about, $80,000 more. Now, what does that mean monthly payment wise? This is the difference. Here's what it is when you buy an average house in the Inland Empire versus what it is when you buy one in Rancho Cucamonga. Now, I'm using a basic down payment. If you wanted to get more details for your specific scenario, give me a call. We can go through your specific scenario if you're moving out here and say, wait, how much is it really gonna? I'm using a basic. My name is Oscar Pinto. I'm a real estate agent here in Ontario, California, in the Inland Empire. If you're looking to make a move out here, give me a call. I love getting your phone calls, love getting your text messages, emails. Reach out. I'm here. I got your back. And if you want more information on what it is to live here in the Inland Empire to various cities, go ahead and subscribe. I'm putting videos out all the time. Now, when it comes to renting, same deal. An average rent in the Inland Empire versus an average rent in Rancho Cucamonga. It's higher. And why is that? Well, Rancho is a higher desired neighborhood. People want to move here for many reasons. One, if you're lucky enough to get one of the ones toward, well, not lucky, but if you're fortunate enough to get a house towards like the foothills, man, you're going to have some amazing views. Also, the high schools here are primo. People really want to go to these high schools. They want to send their kids to these high schools, so they're willing to pay that extra amount. Now, here's a little secret. Ontario, the Chaffee High School District includes Ontario, Rancho, and I think part of Upland. So you can live in those other communities and go to this type, and have an opportunity to go to this top, one of the top high schools. The only catch is you got to get there, and there's probably some sign-up stuff, a bunch of bureaucracy. I really don't know all the details, but they're part of the same system. So maybe you have an opportunity to go there. Now, I have one kid, and he's 2.5 years old, and eventually we're going to have to leave him in daycare, babysitting, or maybe he just goes straight to school. We don't know yet. But I have been checking out the prices, and where I live in Ontario, it's about $900 a month for that, but in Rancho, it's a little bit higher. The average price is going to run you about $1,000 a month. So now that's for 5 days a week, all day, full day's work. So if you got some little ones and you're going to put them in daycare, now if you have one, that's $1,000. Now if you have two, maybe they give you a break, or just consider, man, that's $2,000. Now, depending on what your income is, that's something to, you're going to have to really say, hey, does it really work out? I'm moving out here for a job that's going to be paying me more, but all of a sudden, childcare skyrockets. Maybe it's a wash. Maybe it's not worth the move. Maybe it is. You decide that. It's your money. You decide what's going on with that, right? So a lot of people live here, work in LA. And if you live in Rancho, you're going to be paying, you're going to be driving out to, so a lot of people, because the public transportation isn't that good. So you'll be driving out to LA in that traffic, spending out over an hour, getting to work, and then coming back. And you're going to be paying for the gas to fuel it up. Now, if you have like an electric car, that's going to help you out with the gas price. But gas prices here, they're about the average price in San Bernardino County. There's some communities that have it less, like in Ontario. There's a lot of cheap gas places. I think because the real estate's cheaper. But here, if you live and commute from Rancho, yeah, you're going to be paying the average price, which is, so easy way to know, you just Google, what's the average price of San Bernardino gas? Boom, that's what you're paying. You might find some little pockets that have a deal, but for the most part, that's what you're paying. Now, the way to save, if you can, is to go to Costco and get your gas there, or a Sam's Club. I just know that those lines seems to be really long, and it may not be worth your time. You spend 30 minutes to save $1. It's not worth it, right? So consider that. Homeowners insurance, since these homes are a little bit bigger and we are closer to the foothills in Rancho, yeah, homeowners insurance does creep up a little bit. So that's another thing to consider when if you say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and buy a house out here. Well, let me find out and shop around how much a homeowner's insurance is going to cost me, what the average price is. Here's some rates that I found online. Every scenario is different, so you're going to have to, dive a little deeper to see, to see what it really is, what it really turns out for your particular address. Now, I do work with some insurance agents, so if you're saying, hey, Oscar, can you recommend someone that I'm looking for a good deal? Yeah, reach out. I could, I'll point you in the right direction. That's what I'm here to do, help you out, make that move a lot easier. Car insurance happens to be a little bit less because I don't know why. It's just a little bit less. When you're talking about health insurance here in California, we have Covered California. So if your job doesn't give you health insurance, then you're going to use Covered California. And that's the same anywhere. It's just based on income. Now, if your job is providing some health insurance, well, then it is what it is. So health insurance really doesn't matter where you live. It just matters where you work and if they provide it and what your income is. That's health insurance. Those are the health insurance costs. Now for utilities, they're pretty much average, pretty much the same in any one of the surrounding cities in the Inland Empire. No one is moving to Rancho Cucamonga because they're saying, oh yeah, the electric and the sewer and the water bill is a lot less. No one's doing that. So that's a wash. You're not gonna find any difference there. When it comes to food, there are a lot nicer supermarkets in Rancho than there are in other communities. So you have like these, Vons, Albertsons, and I know when I walk into a Vons and I go to like their produce section, all their fruit are like perfectly the same. All the oranges are the same size, the same color, But I'm also noticing that I am paying more for that versus if I go to like my neighborhood, Latino supermarket or Asian supermarket. Yeah, the fruit is a little bit oblong, they're different shaped, but I'm able to save. And honestly, the fruits end up tasting the same, So one of my favorite supermarkets to go to is Super King. They got a ton of good deals. That's in Claremont. Little ways, when I'm in that neighborhood, it's a little ways away, but I'll go there, save some money, and they have killer deals on vegetables and fruits, things like that. So you have nicer supermarkets, but the food's a little bit more expensive. Now, if you want to go into you go into Fontana or Ontario, yeah, you'll find yourself a deal there. Possibly. And for the membership clubs, we have Costco, which is on 4th Street, Sam's Club, which is on, right by Ontario Mills. So if you have one of those memberships or both, that's local. So before you head home, stop there and go pick up your food. Go pick up those eggs. They're really expensive right now for some reason. Another thing to consider is a lot of these homes are in communities, meaning they're homeowner associations. So you have homeowner dues. Those homeowner dues take care of the parks, take care of the lights, take care of the pool if there's a pool, right? But they have who pays for that? Owners pay those homeowner dues. So if you're saying, well, Oscar, I don't want to be in a homeowner association, yeah, give me a call. That way, when you're looking for homes, I can send you the ones that fit exactly what you're looking for. And if you don't mind, you say, you know what, I like having a community pool. This one less thing I have to worry about when I want to use a pool. I'll just go out and use it. Well, yeah, we can figure that out as well. But that's another cost that you got to think about when you're moving out here, are those HOA dues. And if you're not owning and you're going to rent, well, the landlord's going to tie that into the rent, and it'll just be reflective. I mean, you'll see it's all relative, right? Internet is the same price anywhere in all the communities. Again, that's another utility. No one is actually moving out here, saying, yeah, I want to move to Rancho because they got cheap internet. No one says that. It's $40 right now. Used to be 60. Then, competition helped the marketplace finally. You got Frontier, you got Charter, depends on whatever you like. Honestly, I like the one with the least expensive prices. That's the one I go with. Right now I'm with Frontier. They had a deal, it's $40. They give you $100 as well. Charter, similar. They said, well, $40, we'll lock you in for 2 years. They're competing with each other. Now, a lot of these homes that you're going to be moving into has great front lawns, great backyard areas. Someone's going to have to maintain that. And landscapers are slightly more expensive here. Now, I'm not a landscaper. I have a landscaper that does my house, right? And in my opinion, he gives me a good deal. I talked to some people. This is what they end up doing. They may give you a low monthly, but when it comes to trimming those trees, yeah, that's where they're going to make their money, you know. So if you're going to buy a house and it has some beautiful landscape, well, either you're going to be maintaining it using your time and energy and tools, or you're going to be paying a landscaper to do it, and it's probably going to be like maybe like 70, 80 bucks, right, depending on the size of the house, of course. But when it comes to trimming those trees, yeah, they're gonna say, well, you know, trim that tree, 200 bucks, 300 bucks. It's where they make their money. So, yeah, landscapers they're gonna charge you. And since the cost of everything's going up because of inflation recently, then expect those fees to go up as well. Luckily, my landscaper has not increased his fees. I tip him and take care of him as much as I can. So, if you're local and you say, hey, Oscar, who do you use? Yeah, I'll give you Armando's number, and I'm sure he'll give you a fair deal, maybe even a great deal. I don't know. Just give him a shot. So the last part I want to talk about real quick are the gym costs. There's LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness. Average price is around like 40 bucks a month. There are some Planet Fitness, which is only $10 a month. It's not the same thing, right? Or you can do what I do is I have a $10 membership at a gym, and I go running. I just run outside my house. So that's a lot of fun. It's free. There's an awesome Pacific Electric Trail line that goes across Rancho Cucamonga. I go from Ontario right to the Pacific Trail, head all the way through through Rancho, end up like around Milliken, a little bit past Milliken, head back. Clean, well-maintained trail. There's even a little spot by Central Park that has, you know, pull-up machine, you know, pull-up, dip, push-ups. They did some cable machines, right? Free to the public. I hope you found this information really helpful. If you're thinking of making a move to the Inland Empire, give me a call. I'll be able to help you beat out other buyers to the best properties. I can set you up to get priority access to all the best homes that match exactly what you're looking for from all real estate companies, including new construction, builder closeouts, private sales. Free, no obligation. Go ahead and give me a call, reach out. I love hearing from you guys. All right, until then, I'll talk to you soon.